Alright. What's up, guys? Average Gamer signing on back with another video. So, another Pokemon World Championships has come and gone, and it was pretty fun to watch. I don't know what the on-the-ground experience was like, but from what I saw, pretty great games in Go, TCG, and VGC, and the little Unite that I did watch. But it wouldn't be a World Championship without some controversy that got the people talking, and barring some weird situation that happened in the TCG and no Legends CA news, which was kinda disappointing, but expected. The most talked about thing was actually at the end of the event when they announced the next two locations for the Pokemon World Championships in 2025 and 2026. It was revealed that Anaheim and San Francisco, both in California, will host these respective years. Now, overall, many are positive about these reveals, but without question, this does continue the US-focused locations the world titles have had since its creation. Not only that, but both of these locations have hosted worlds previously, similar to Hawaii. Many have already begun criticizing Pokemon for not only the repetitiveness of location, particularly after hosting new places such as London and Yokohama these previous 2 years, but also its US focus, citing disappointment and some even calling for boycotts. And as unrealistic as that proposition is, it definitely comes from a legitimate grievance that Worlds has gotten for some time. Now, as for your boy, I can't say I'm upset about the news. Don't get me wrong, my prediction was actually a return to Europe, so I was wrong there. However, my first thought more than anything was just how safe these picks were. It is true that US has hosted almost every world title, with the West Coast in particular getting the majority, which obviously hurts the Europe and Asia player bases, particularly financially. Worlds has always played it safe in terms of destinations, and even when they chose spots like Yokohama, London, DC, they were not so far out there that you couldn't fathom a world title showing up. So for me, it is kind of hard to criticize them for continuing the norm and what works, but of course we must acknowledge the detriment it has to some fans and players. Although on a positive note, since they announced these pretty early in advance, it does give many spectators and players ample time to plan their trips, which I think is by far the biggest benefit of this announcement, as both dates were given as well. Now, I do think it is interesting to think about some reasons other than the continuization of norms as to why the 2025 and 26 locations were chosen as they were. As you guys probably heard by now, the competitive Pokemon qualifications are changing starting this 2025 season, with the change leading to a more structured Worlds format in terms of attendance, particularly in terms of how many people actually qualify for the event. I'll put a link in the description about said update, but essentially there is now only a set number of Worlds invites that are based on where players rank in terms of championship points, rather than the usual set championship point bar one has to pass for an invite. Now, there have been many warranted criticisms of this change, and I've made a couple myself, but from an event planning perspective, it definitely leads to an easier forecast and estimation process, which if you have ever aided in planning an event is pretty crucial. However, this is a pretty big change from recent competition, so I wonder if they wanted to go for a safer destination choice to see how this new process would actually turn out. However, that idea would only really be important for 2025 World Championships. As for 2026, granted announcing it this early does benefit people in terms of planning as I mentioned earlier, but doesn't do much in terms of the new qualification change, so I don't really know why they would choose San Fran in particular, especially since it's so close to Anaheim. Although this may just mean that Pokemon are in contract with California venues. I feel like going back to the East Coast would have probably been a better choice in my opinion if you really wanted to stay in the US, maybe even going back to Washington DC if you wanted to go back to a new place you already visited. Additionally, if we were to assume 2026 is the first Worlds of Gen 10, I wonder if that factored into the decision as well. Personally, I think choosing a new Worlds destination for the first Worlds of a new game, like we did with Yokohama for Scarlet and Violet, would be a pretty cool idea and one to make a tradition, but hey, those are just my thoughts. Let me know yours down in the comments below. Be sure to like and subscribe if you like the video. It helps me out a lot. I'm thinking of doing more of these, kind of like quick update vids where I kind of tell you what's happening, give my quick thoughts. Very quick, very easy. So hey, let me know if you want to see more of that. Regardless, thanks for watching. Average Gamer signing off. I'll catch you all next time.